Hello there. My name is Kaylin Watson. I am a software engineer at Focus Labs, and I would describe myself as a very curious person. In the last 6 months or so, I've been diving deep into the possibilities of AI, and one of my deep dives has been around autonomous agents. A couple weeks ago, I spent about 24 hours during a hackathon event in Boulder, Colorado, creating some autonomous agents, and I was really impressed with what I was able to build in such a short period of time. So I spent a couple more days this past week putting a UI on it, and I'm really excited to show it with you all. So without further ado, I'm gonna boot up my demo so y'all can see. I created a web app just because that's what I am familiar with and what I'm comfortable with a React TypeScript front end and a Python backend using Fast API. So now that is booted up, let me walk you through what I built. So imagine for me, if you will, you're trying to find a restaurant and you're on a business trip and you're out with your coworkers, but your coworkers have a bunch of dietary restrictions that you may not be the most familiar with. So one coworker might be gluten-free, another one is vegan, and you want to find food that's tasty for everybody. And so what would you do in this scenario? Well, you probably would go to your phone and you would search for restaurants nearby. And after looking for all these restaurants, you find one that looks interesting, but you're not sure if it's vegan friendly and gluten-free friendly. So you look into more details. You pull up the restaurant's website. Then you look around for the menu. You finally find the menu and then you scroll through and you realize, I don't know, this is a decent option, but maybe there's a better option. So you go back to the restaurant app and 14,000s of clicks later, you finally come to your conclusion. But that took a lot of manual effort. And so what I built will hopefully save you a bunch of clicks. And so instead, let me introduce you to Allie. Here you'll be able to type in where you want to look to eat or to restaurants nearby. And then, so you type in the location and then you type in your needs. You can say like, my coworker is gluten-free and another coworker is vegan and I'm lactose intolerant. Now, before you get angry, I understand that I spelled intolerant incorrectly. That's intentional because it's not important. But I can generate tasty results. Now I cannot generate tasty results because I need to pip install my requirements. All right. So once you've updated your pip requirements, you can try again. All right, there we go. So now that we're scanning map, let me show you a little bit of what's going under the hood. You can see that it's starting to think, but what is it exactly doing? Well, I built two agents. The first autonomous agent, or AI application device thing, is a restaurant search agent. And I gave it a goal. I said, you are trying to find the menus of the closest restaurants nearby. And then I gave it 4 tools. The first tool was the current location, so 533 West Van Buren, Chicago, Illinois. Then I gave it a method which calls out to the Google Maps API and retrieves X restaurants within a Y radius. Then I gave it a Google Maps API key. And then I gave it a second method that goes to a website and scrapes it for any mention of the word menu. And then I was like, hey, Mr. Agent or Miss Agent, I need you to respond back in a JSON format to make my life easier. And what's really cool about this agent, which you got a sneak peek just now, is that it is smart enough to know which combination of tools it needs. You can see here that it enters a new agent executor chain, which is this Google Maps search, and it pulled together the API key and the address. And it found a bunch of nearby restaurants. Well, it returned the list, and the next thing that it did, or the next thing that I have it built, if I go to the next slide, is an analyze menu agent. And I gave this analyze menu agent a goal as well. I told it to find a restaurant that is compatible with their dietary restrictions. And I gave this agent 3 tools: the list of restaurants from the last agent, dietary restrictions, and a method that goes to a website and scrapes it. And I told it, hey, to make my life easier, I want you to be concise-ish in your answer format. So here's an example of how I want you to reply. And by the way, I am building all of this with Langchain. I have so far been really impressed with their tech stack. I'm not going to go too far down that path right now, though, because we should have results. And so we have 4 restaurants here where it returned back. It wasn't able to go to Giordano's because it requires JavaScript. That's okay. But Lou Mitchell's has gluten-free pancakes, which is a good option for my coworker who's gluten-free. The vegan coworker, maybe not so good, but there are fruit and juice options that are naturally lactose-free. So that's pretty awesome. One North Kitchen Bar seems like a pretty good option, and Burrito Beach seems like it takes a little bit more effort. But yeah, this is so cool. The other note I want to say is that I was able to do a lot of pair programming with the AI to build this UI. So I was able to implement a custom Mapbox app and a fairly polished React app in a short amount of time, beyond my skill set at the time. So yeah, this was a lot. I hope you all enjoy, and I'm really excited to dive deeper. And please reach out if you have any other ideas or questions. I love collaboration. But yeah, thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.